Ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, you're watching yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. It's time for WWE Evolve Event Center, where wrestling action involves the WWE ID prospects, the PC prospects, and indie wrestlers from all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, and here's the man to bring you the wrestling report and action from the WWE Evolve Event Center, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977, episode 2372 of the show, July the 9th, 2025, 10:11 p.m. Both Evolve and AEW Dynamite are just over by now, and just wow, it's going to be a lot of craziness is going to happen. I mean, wrestling has got, like I said, this weekend is going to be huge. You got the Whalen City Festival going on this weekend. I may or may not be appearing on the live reaction streams. It all depends, because they have wrestling shows there, one at 2 and the other at 7. And I think if they go about half an hour to an hour long, I'll probably be able to make it probably a little bit late. But as far as the afternoon streams are concerned, that's the thing. The evening streams, I might be a little late. It all depends on what happens here. All depends on what happens. I don't know what the weather's going to hold up and cooperate. Who knows for sure? All I know is big things are happening. Big things. You got just big stuff, man. Big stuff happening. And I'm going to let you know the Red Sox did sweep I'll tell you what. Did sweep the Rockies. Now, I'll tell you what. Yeah, the Rockies and Nationals are two bad teams. Can I explain to you guys something, okay? Everybody thought the Red Sox offense would suck once they traded away Rafael Devers. Well, I think the Red Sox are going to do just fine. They scored 10 runs in the last each game, 5 games or something, like 5-6 games. You know, I don't know, but anyways, they scored a lot of runs in this 6-game stretch, 6-game winning streak that they have, and people have to message me again, which is getting me a pain in the butt. Oh, it's Brandon. And yep. I think my boy Brandon is ready to, getting out the word about Rant and Rave 300 tomorrow. So, like I said, Rant and Rave 300 episode tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on the Brandon Martin channel. Gotta check it out, man, boys. Gotta check it out, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Gotta check it out. Okay, we're gonna talk a little bit about WWE Evolve, the final Evolve, before the Great American Bash and and Evolution. Now, here's the crazy part. The Great American Bash is going to go head-to-head with All in Texas. That's right, because both events are happening at 3 o'clock. Would you believe that? Would you believe that? Okay, and that's going to be crazy. You got Saturday night's main event. So 3 wrestling events happening in one night, and then you got Evolution happening on Sunday. Unbelievable. Anyways, let's check out what's going on here. Timothy Thatcher going one-on-one with Keanu Carver. Now, Keanu Carver's been ever since he lost the chance to become the Evolve champion, and he's going to take his anger out on the WWE ID Prospects program. And Timothy Thatcher, it was defending that program, and Keanu Carver, though, and Timothy Thatcher fought to the point where Keanu Carver refused to let up on Timothy Thatcher to the point where the referees had no choice but to disqualify Keanu Carver, giving Timothy Thatcher the victory by DQ. And then Stevie Turner was talking to the Vanity Project about the contract signing between Jackson Drake and Lindsay Dorado. Yep. And then Jordan Oasis cracks a joke saying, "Hope you know how to write your name, spell your name on the contract." I thought that was pretty funny, man. So. And then Mason Holiday went one-on-one with Chantel Monroe for the women's action, as Mason Holiday and Layla Diggs did address Monroe, thinking that she's been the attacker. But Monroe picked up the victory. But then Chantel Monroe addresses the title match between Natalya and Callie Armstrong, says, I want the winner of that matchup. Then Kylie Ray had said, hey, I picked up a huge victory over Wendy Chu in that last woman standing matchup. I should be getting the shot. And then Tyra May Steele is now on Evolve, and she goes, I should be getting the shot at the title. All three women argue back and forth. They start brawling, but in the end, Tyra May Steele is still standing. So we'll see what happens. So Chewy Martinez interviewed on Thatcher's status. He's been hurt, and Stevie Turner reported that status, but then was interrupted by Ridge Holland. And then Tate Wilder came out, and him and Ridge Holland exchanged some words, and then Stevie Turner says, calm down, I'll talk to you next week. I'll talk to you later. Ridge, so Ridge Holland's now on Evolve. That's the guy who injured Big E, folks. Then Wendy Chu felt kind of lost after losing to Kylie Ray, and basically just fell asleep. So what's going to happen now? I don't know. With Wendy Chu, we'll find out. Then they have the Evolve title contract signing between Jackson Drake and Lindsay Dorado. Great to see Lindsay back in the WWE. But then, as Stevie Turner was about to give Lindsay Dorado the contract, Jackson Drake said, wait, listen, I'll sign the contract, champ go Dorado and all that, and the Vanity Project. So he decided to sign the contract first. And excuse me there. And so, and afterwards, Lindsay Dorado, he throws the contract, Jackson Drake throws the contract and the pen like a little kid at Lindsay Dorado. That's the problem with Jackson Drake. He's a good wrestler and all, and you got Swipe Right being a good tag team, and Zeta Steel is a great women's wrestler, but they all act like immature kids. Except for Bryce Donovan. Bryce Donovan has always been the serious dude and the enforcer of the team, as he should. But the fact of the matter is, you're talking about Jackson Drake and Swipe Right. They're like the Three Stooges on crack. The only problem is that's an insult to the Three Stooges. So I don't know. You got Beavis and Butthead or Ed and Eddie. I don't know. They're nuts. They're out there. Bryce Donovan, though, the silent guy, the cool guy. But then again, he's not afraid to get himself in a scrap or two. Zeta Steel, she keeps running her mouth. I think Natalya should be the one straightening out Zeta Steel next. That's what I'm thinking. But then again, Zeta Steel and Nikita Lyons have been buddy as of late. So, and I like Nikita Lyons, believe that. So, and Lindsay Dorado goes, "You stupid person, you stupid. You didn't even read the fine print of the contract." And it says in the contract that during the matchup between Lindsay Dorado and Jackson Drake, the Vanity Project's banned from ringside. If any interference happens, the match will end up in a disqualification on Jackson Drake, and Lindsay Dorado walks out the WWE Evolve champion. I was like, Lindsay Dorado is one smart son of a gun, let me tell you. And it made he made buffoons out of the Vanity Project. I love it. That was great. Kylie Bray and Kendall Gray were talking in the locker room about they want to get revenge on the person who attacked on the mystery attacker. But then Chewy Martinez interviewed Sean Legacy, who was ticked off at Keanu Carver what he did to Timothy Thatcher, and they will. He says he'll make him pay. Then the Evolve Women's title on the line. Callie Armstrong one-on-one with Natalya. This was a heck of a matchup, and Natalya gave it all she's got. Now Natalya, as of late, has went to Reality of Wrestling where she fought Promise Braxton. Let's try this again, shall we? I'm screwing up with words and numbers as of late. Big week coming up. Probably I'm tongue-tied with the whole thing. Let's talk about Natalya before I tell you the results of the Evolve Women's title match between Callie Armstrong and Natalya. Natalya has been making quite the impact on the indie scene as of late. and she's trying to spread the word out. And in fact, she wants to take on some of the best. And I respect Natalya. I love Natalya. I respect her. She has been stepping it up. And when she goes to the Indies, she's known as Natty Neidhart. And does not wear the pink and black that she wears, or the red that she wears in the WWE. She wears just like a jumpsuit, tracksuit, no nonsense. Got 3 guys, be part of the the dungeon, the dungeon. I don't know what they call themselves, but they're like, I think, Natty's bodyguards or something like that. She's flipping off her opponents. I'm like, it's like a little bit of Stone Cold Steve Austin in her. I'm like, oh, this is great. And she took on Promise Braxton in Reality of Wrestling, one of the in the Reality of Wrestling Glory event, and she beat Promise Braxton. And I'll tell you what, and Natalya is called the low-key legend. She gets real serious. Natty Neidhart. Here's her catchphrase: Natalya elevates, Natty decimates. Gotta like that. And believe me, watch for Natalya. Surefire Hall of Famer? Yep. Low-key legend? Yep. Toughest woman in wrestling today? Yep. Don't let her beauty and smile fool you. She can go. And believe me, she can go. And you know what? She can beat me up. I'll just say something like, oh, her sister Jenny is hot. And she is. Trust me on that one. But I like Natalya too. But anyways, in the end, Callie Armstrong did retain her title. And then Callie Armstrong went to go shake her hand. And then also Natalya gave her a big hug. And then Natalya showed her the respect, which is what Natalya probably wanted all along. It was great. And as Callie Armstrong was celebrating, she got blindsided by Jin Tala. And she said this was all about, the Evolve Women's Championship. Which begs the question now, she said it's me all along. Was she the one that attacked everybody in the back? If that's the case, we're going to see a whole different side of Jin Tala like we've never seen before. I think from LFG, I know she was part of Team Booker. I think Team Booker T, her coach, mentor, would have liked what he saw out of Jin Tala. And believe me, I'm sure she's like, yeah, man, So he'd be like, yeah, man. And Jin Tala, watch out. I think she's going to be more lethal. She's got that unique submission hold. And believe me, she locks it on Callie Armstrong. And anytime, anywhere, that title will end up being around Jin Tala's waist before you know it. And if she keeps that killer instinct, she may end up being NXT or Raw or SmackDown and taking on some of the most tough ladies there, like Asuka, like Julia, Kairi Sane. You're talking about Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez, Becky Lynch. Jin Tala and Becky Lynch lock up. Hey, now I'll see a heck of a matchup. Before the Women's Intercontinental title, or Bayley could hold that Women's Intercontinental. Lyra Valkyria gets it back. Who knows? Io Sky can retain her title. Jin Tala can target her, or Kairi Sane, or anybody. Roxanne Perez, anybody. Jin Tala's got a killer instinct, and I'll tell you what, watch out for her. And watch out for her in the future. So, that's all the time we have on this episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977, episode 2372. Up next, I will talk about what's gone on in AEW Dynamite, the final one, before All In Texas. I'll see you guys later. Until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and door for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.